Hi everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of December 26th to January the 1st. If you enjoy the way I interpret the cards, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, share this video, like, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss anything that comes up. Also, I would like to remind you that every day I upload the card of the day, a general energy, a general interpretation to see the trends of each day. But if you're looking for a more personal and a more detailed tarot reading, you can always find me on my psychic platform www.kassiekai.com, where you will get 3 free minutes with your subscription and extra 3 minutes every month. The deck we are going to use today is called Tarot of the Divine, and the designer was inspired by folklore, myths and stories from all over the world, and each card corresponds to such a story. For Aries we had the King of Wands, and now it's the Ace of Cups. The King of Wands is a card of action, is a card of high energy. Wands are fire cards, so perhaps someone became more active last week, more responsive, or they took action to show you their intentions, to show you their feelings, because the way Wands express their energy is through action. And perhaps there was someone in your life who was a fire sun or ascendant, Aries, Sagittarius or Leo. This week you got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, like all aces, represents new beginnings, represents fresh energy that's going to come into your life in the form of a door that will open for you, an opportunity, an offer. Generally, the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love. That means either you will find someone new if you are single and looking, someone who has potential to start a new relationship with you, a relationship that could become something more serious if that's what you are looking for. But in many cases, the Ace of Cups can signify a new beginning in an existing relationship. It's as if we are building new foundations, we are putting the relationship on a new basis, especially if the relationship was challenged the last few weeks and there was a need to release negativity, to see things from a more positive point of view. So this week you will get the chance to do so. And if you are wondering how another feels about you, it's clear that there is attraction, there is interest, and this person will show you that they are interested in you. Maybe they will invite you to a date or to a weekend away, or they will make a move to show you that their feelings are positive and that they want to be with you in some way. Don't forget that if you are dealing with a difficult relationship, don't forget that the relationship is an entity that's created between two people, and the nature and the vibe that this relationship has is what those two people put in it. So if you want to see change, you need to change, and the other person who's involved needs to change as well. And that's how the relationship will evolve and will improve, if improvement is what you are looking for. The Ace of Cups shows that the beginning of the week will be the most interesting, so between Monday and Wednesday, that's when you should expect to experience the energy of this ace the most. For Taurus, we had the Ten of Wands, and now it's the Hermit. The Ten of Wands is a card of pressure, of stress, not an easy card. Maybe different people were making different demands on you and you felt overwhelmed. So maybe you had pressure in your personal life and in your professional life. There were obstacles, challenges from all sides, and you must have felt a little overwhelmed. Now with the Hermit, you will probably decide to take a step back, to become more introspective, and this week you will try to find a solution. If you notice, the Hermit is usually depicted as an old man who's holding a lantern, and that symbolizes that he's looking for answers, he's looking for solutions. And this week you will find an answer, you will find a solution, but you will take some time in reflection and contemplation, which is okay. The Hermit is often a Virgo person, Sun or Ascendant, and maybe they will take some distance from you this week. So if you want to know how someone feels, they are trying to figure out what they feel and to decide what kind of relationship they want to have with you. Under these energies, I expect that this person will be rather reserved when it comes to opening up. They may be reluctant to go ahead with a deeper connection at the moment, or they just pretend to be attached for now because they are not ready to give you an answer or to take responsibility at this stage. This will be a week of slow energies, slow progress, and that's also true for communications. Communications this week will be slower or less frequent, and you may feel a gap in communications or some ups and downs. There are things that have not been said between you and another person, and very soon you will have to make a serious conversation with that person. It can be professional or a personal situation. If you're dealing with an issue that you don't know how to resolve, this week you'll get guidance and good advice from someone who's more experienced than you, an older person who will come to you with a solution to a problem. You will probably feel more introspective than usual, and you may take some time away, like I said, but that's going to change within 9-10 days. So see this time period of 9-10 days as a period of preparation that will allow you to see the bigger picture, because then you will be able to see much more clearly. For Gemini, we had the 10 of Cups, and now it's the 7 of Wands. The 10 of Cups is a card of completion, so it shows a stage when something usually related to personal relationships or a group or a community or your family comes to completion, and there are very positive vibes and very positive energies around it. So last week must have had some very positive moments, moments of happiness, or moments when you felt really supported and really appreciated. Now you have the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands shows some resistance, some opposition from your environment, from people around you, and you will probably feel much more grounded, but at the same time you will have to protect yourself and your interests in some way. Now what that means is that you can get more defensive this week, or another person may get defensive as a result of your actions. You will stand your ground when it comes to outer influences, which means that you will not allow others and other people's opinions to influence you, especially if you feel that could put you in a rather uncomfortable position. Now you may feel that everyone is against you, which might or might not be true. I would say that it won't be true. That's why before you act in any way or before you start attacking someone, make sure that your fears, that your suspicions are founded first. Because under this energy, there's always a risk that you will attack or you will blame someone unfairly. There might be arguments this week or disagreements, disputes, but we should not forget that once our passion, our fire, and the passions will be strong too, the sexual energies will be strong too. So if you're wondering how another person feels about you, there might be a mixture of feelings that make them act in a way that's very confusing. They give confusing and mixed signals. On the one hand, there is attraction. On the other, there is some resistance, opposition. They don't give in to that attraction. They don't surrender to it. However, the temperature is rising when it comes to sexuality, and I expect you will experience some very intense moments. The 7 of Wands is Mars in Leo, which means that somehow you will be in the spotlight. Your passions, your ambitions will be strong, and you will feel very confident. At the same time, this week you may set a high goal, something that when achieved will make you feel very proud of yourself. This week you will feel that it's all about your needs and your desires, and that's a good thing, especially if you've been neglecting your wants, making others a priority all the time, neglecting your own needs. The end of the week seems to be the most interesting, and the energies seem to be stronger then. So expect that between Friday and Sunday, you will feel the energy of the Seven of Wands the most. For Cancer, we had the Emperor, and now it's the Five of Wands. The Emperor is someone in your life who's probably a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and that person must have been either supportive of you, or they may have caused some problems due to stubbornness and them being rigid and not willing to see your point of view. Now, the Five of Wands could mean that if stubbornness was what you experienced last week, that could cause some contrasts this week. The Five of Wands traditionally shows power struggles, and you may feel that someone does something intentionally to upset you. That's not necessarily the case, because they may feel the same about you, that you are doing something to get them to give a reaction or to push their buttons or to make them upset, and things may get a little heated this week. If you are wondering how they feel about you, there is attraction, they feel very drawn to you, they like you, but there's also something between you and them that needs some attention, in the sense that there might be a push and pull dynamic in your relationship. In any case, there will be developments this week, so if things have been blocked or slow, now there will be some changes. The Five of Wands is Saturn in Leo, and that means you may find that someone in your personal or your professional life is trying to control or to direct your actions in a way that serves their interests and not necessarily yours. And it's very important that these days you will get in touch with your own needs, because there might be a tendency to suppress your needs and to deny yourself certain pleasures, thinking that if you push yourself as hard as you can at this stage, you will get what you want. And that might be true to a certain extent, but at the same time, make sure that you are not too harsh on yourself. Thursday will probably be the most significant day of this week, as that's when the energies of the Five of Wands will be culminating. So keep yourself centered and grounded so that you channel the best of its energy, not the difficult aspects of it. For Leo, we had the Strength, and now it's the Ten of Wands. The Strength shows that the situation, a relationship, is getting stronger, more committed, because the Strength is a card of commitment, of perseverance, patience, and also shows that feelings are getting stronger, although there might be some holding back. Now, with the Ten of Wands, I want you to be very careful, because under the energy of the Ten of Wands, there's a tendency to overdo it. There's a tendency to take on too many responsibilities that are not even our own. And you will feel that you are carrying all the responsibility and all the burden of a relationship, which is not a good thing, because you need to share the responsibility. You need to share the load of a relationship, emotional or practical, whatever it is that concerns you. There is this willingness to commit with the Strength, to establish trust and loyalty, but you should consider sharing this heavy load, which means that if you are the only one from the persons involved in a situation or in a relationship who's making the most effort, things need to change. Otherwise, this week you will feel really exhausted and frustrated, and you will soon feel fed up. And there will be a strong desire to create the most that you can possibly create of a situation. But at times you will feel overwhelmed. If you are pushing too hard, that too will cause resistance and opposition. You and someone else have conflicting needs at the moment, and as long as you are standing your ground, things cannot get stable. Something's got to give. Events that happen between the 13th and the 20th December, this week will probably come to a resolution or a completion. especially since tens show the final stages of the situation and that the cycle is soon being completed. You are about to enter a new chapter. The Ten of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius, which means that this week there will be a clash between the desire to live life to the fullest and the limitations something or someone will put in your way. However, intellectual endeavors are especially favored, and you will get an advantage if you are having exams or if you are applying to a school or if you want to learn something new. If you want to know how someone feels about you, that person feels pressured. Maybe there's a clash of expectations, maybe there's something that's not allow the situation, the relationship to go ahead at the moment, and that's causing stress to all people involved. However, we should not forget that wands are warm feelings, are fire cards. They show intense feelings, so there's no doubt that the feelings are there and they are strong, intense. But for some of you, there might be outside influences that cause some disruptions in your relationship, or they are affecting your relationship in a negative way. And that's because there are all those conflicting needs and expectations that complicate things too much at this stage. So make sure you do everything you can to unload this heavy energy, to share, to prioritize, and to see how you can make things in a way that's balanced for all people involved. For Virgo, we had the Four of Cups and now it's the Ten of Cups. The Four of Cups describes a situation where you feel apathetic or bored, or something you wanted was delayed or didn't manifest the way you wanted it to. But now the vibe is changing for you with the Ten of Cups, because the Ten of Cups is one of the best cards in Tarot, and the outcome you have in mind is getting within your reach, or it will manifest this week, as the Ten of Cups foretells a happy, a successful completion. So there must have been something you wanted for a while and it wasn't happening, and now it is going to manifest, and other people will somehow be involved in that, because tens usually show the presence and the involvement of other people. Tens always mean there's too much of something, and this 10 in particular indicates an abundance of emotions. That's why if you're wondering how someone feels about you, there are strong feelings, they want to be with you, they want to have a future with you. One of the things you need to be aware of is that the Ten of Cups can be too much, meaning that maybe there will be a tendency to overdo it with emotional expressions. But you are a Virgo and you are generally controlled and balanced when it comes to that. But for some of you that perhaps your astrological chart involves too much water or planets in water signs, then you may have this tendency this week to overdo it with feelings, and that could scare someone away. So make sure that you always get the feedback that the other person is giving you. If you feel that they are taking distance, maybe they are not feeling very comfortable sharing so much emotionally at this stage. The Ten of Cups is Mars in Pisces, and the fiery Mars often feels uncomfortable in the watery environment of Pisces, because water and fire are in contrast with each other, so you may find yourself having some difficulty to align your thoughts with your actions, because you will have intuitive thoughts this week, intuitive impressions. Your higher self will be speaking to you all the time, but you may have second thoughts and you may contradict yourself under this energy. If that's the case and you feel an inner conflict or tension, it's best that you let life happen, give it 10 days or so, have a rather indirect approach, knowing that it's best to let things unfold and give yourself some time to figure things out. With the Ten of Cups, the end of the week seems to be the strongest, so expect between Friday and Sunday to experience the energy of this card the most. For Libra, we had the Ace of Pentacles and now it's the Nine of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles is a card of new beginnings. It shows opportunities, new energy, fresh energy, or an offer that you got last week, a professional offer or a personal situation that came to a new beginning, or even you came to certain realizations. And the Knight of Wands this week indicates that you may feel a little burdened by the weight of the knowledge and the clarity you got, basically from acknowledging the issues that cause you trouble. However, this week I expect that you will empower yourself and you will defend your points, your interests, which means there might be someone who may attack you in some way, verbally or emotionally, and the best course of action is to stand your ground. You are probably going to have a long and interesting conversation with someone, and there might be a lot of tension around it. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are feeling weary or defensive, which means that a lot has happened between you, and you are both exhausted from tension and maybe from arguments too. Now they are guarded because they anticipate drama. They are trying not to get hurt or not to get in trouble in some way. The Nine of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius, and that means there will be a tendency to take risks based on instincts, and your instincts will probably tell you to go for freedom this week. That's why you may decide to break free from restricting situations, and you will now be open to pursue new experiences and expansion. Although there will undoubtedly be some tension this week, the Knight of Wands is a fire card anyway, and interestingly enough, you may feel this pressure, this tension, but at the same time you will feel more optimistic and your thoughts will be future-oriented. So you may even decide to cut cords with someone or with a situation that you feel it does not serve you anymore. Nines represent the final stages like tens, and that means within 9 to 10 days you will experience a shift in a situation that is now weighing heavy on your shoulders. For Scorpio, we had the Page of Wands, and now it's the Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Wands is fresh energy that comes into your life, is a new beginning, good news, an offer. So last week you must have experienced something new that came in your life, or you had a new idea that you wanted to pursue, something that made you feel enthusiastic and excited. And now it's the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles indicates that you will be making solid progress, and this week you will probably be very busy. That's not just about money or work. It could be also an effort to make your relationships more solid, more balanced, in order to create a secure environment for you or your loved one or the people you love in general. The element of security is very strong with Pentacles. It's very possible that someone will come to you asking for something, a favor for instance, or it could be something that they will be for. Not necessarily with money, although that could be the case, but it could be, for instance, an exchange. You do something for them and they will do something in return. The fact that they will come to you asking for that favor will make you feel their appreciation, as they know that you do have the knowledge, the experience, the skills to do what they want you to do. Now, this could be romantic too. For instance, your partner or the person you are interested in will come to you with a plan. You will be making plans to bring something into reality. And that could be something that started a while ago, an idea, but you hadn't discussed it at that stage. And now you will take some steps forward and you will be headed towards the next stage. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are growing and they are willing to put in the work that the relationship requires. And at the same time, they may be working out their feelings and they want to learn more about you. That's if your relationship is new. But keep in mind that Pentacles are slow, so the situation will be progressing a bit slow because they have a methodical and steady approach that, as we said many times, Pentacles give long-lasting results, so you can expect that if you do the work, this will be a long-lasting relationship. The Eight of Pentacles at times shows that you have unfinished business with someone, but this week you will get the chance to get closure or to decide if you want to continue with that person or not. The end of the week seems to be very strong. Saturday, Sunday have the strongest energy this week. And the Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. A strong placement if you are looking for progress in your career or in a financial matter. So this week I expect that you will get good news. Those of you who are looking for a job, or you are waiting for a loan to be approved, or something along these lines. For Sagittarius, we had the Nine of Swords and now it's the Seven of Cups. The Nine of Swords is not an easy energy. It's basically negative thoughts, negative thinking. So maybe your frame of mind last week wasn't that positive. What these two cards have in common is basically thinking. But the Seven of Cups is thinking in different ways. That's why the Seven of Cups is considered daydreaming. It's the moment when you start seeing options, which is a good thing because it will change your moods and it will change the way you view a situation or a relationship. Maybe before you thought that things were a dead end, but now you will start seeing that it's not that bad, that there are options, there are other possibilities. You may feel a little confused when it comes to someone's actions, or you may act in a confusing way. Perhaps there are unrealistic expectations, wishes, or desires, so try to remain grounded and see things as they really are, not as the Nine of Swords showed you, but not overly optimistic and overly positive. Under the energy of this seven, there's a tendency to daydream, to see things through rose-tinted glasses, but anyway, keep in mind that you do have many choices at your disposal at this moment. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they don't really know how they feel. For some people, time is needed for their feelings to get clear, especially if a situation is complicated. For example, if you like a friend and you don't know if they have romantic feelings for you, or if you like someone who's with another person. The Seven of Cups often shows that feelings have not matured, and that's one of the reasons that someone may not be able to make a decision, or perhaps you don't understand why you feel drawn to a certain person. So you need to give this time for things to clear up a bit, especially if there are other people interfering. This week you will see new options, new opportunities will arise, so don't rush to make decisions yet. Explore all your options and pick the one that feels best. So reflect on those options presented to you and see how you feel about them. Your feelings will be your compass. Options give you power, and that's why you will feel strong and determined this week. Make a note for Sunday, as it appears to hold a special energy, while something that happened between November the 13th and November the 22nd will bring new possibilities and will open new doors for you. The Seven of Cups is Venus in Scorpio, so there will be great intensity in sexual and romantic matters, and there will probably be a sexy and magnetic encounter that will have the ability to transform or to heal a romantic relationship that has been very challenged lately. For Capricorn, we had the Moon, and now it's the Ace of Pentacles. The Moon is a rather difficult and rather confusing energy because as the phases of the Moon change all the time, in the same way our feelings change under its energy, or the situation change in ways that can be really confusing and really vague. So maybe last week you experienced a situation that you didn't know what to do, but the good news is that with the Ace of Pentacles this week, the energy is changing and you will feel more grounded and more pragmatic, more methodical, more realistic, because the Ace of Pentacles is like a door opening for you, a fresh energy, new beginnings, an opportunity, an offer, and it's associated with career, and money. So maybe you will get news about a job or about money you've been expecting. And in any case, you will experience more stability and more security, because Pentacles love security and stability. That's their goal, that's their purpose, to create situations that are stable and that last for a long time. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings too will become more stable. You will see that, you will be able to see that in their reactions, in the way they treat you. They will become more pragmatic, more practical. So if things with them were very confusing, or there were mood swings and emotional ups and downs, you can expect that this week you will experience more stability and maybe more commitment too, because Pentacles are cards of commitment. They bring a serious energy into a relationship, into a situation. Also, as all aces represent messages and news, the Ace of Pentacles too symbolizes news you will receive, a message that must have been delayed, so probably something you were expecting to receive last week or 2 weeks ago and it was delayed, but now this week you will receive it. And it will probably be good news, especially if, like I said, has to do with your career or with money. The beginning of the week seems to be the strongest, so you can expect that from Monday to Wednesday, energies will be very strong, and those will be good days for you to make plans, to organize something, to exchange messages, like I said, to negotiate if you have to make a negotiation, or to have an interview for a job or for a loan. For Aquarius, we had the Seven of Pentacles, and now it's the King of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is one of the slowest cards in Tarot. That's why it's one of the cards associated with patience. And the last week must have moved a little slow, or there were delays, or something was even cancelled altogether. And that must have caused some frustration, some impatience. And now you got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is another slow card, but it does show some developments, so things will start moving this week, still slowly, but there will be some progress. And the King of Pentacles is usually someone who's an Earth Sun or Ascendant, Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn, and that person may come with an offer to you. It could be a professional offer, like a job, or they may offer you something that has to do with the relationship you are in. Or you may decide to create something together. The energy of Pentacles is that of creation. And Pentacles love security, love safety, and also love situations that last for long. That's their goal, and that's what you will be able to create this week if you so choose. So this will be a week that you will be able to evaluate how something is going and to see how you feel, to spend quality time with someone, to have a positive interaction. If you want to know how someone feels, they seem to have serious intentions. Maybe they are a little reserved though, maybe a little slow, because the King of Pentacles is like that. He's not the King of Wands that will do a lot of things to impress you, bold moves or bold gestures. The King of Pentacles will play safe and will keep a low profile, because he wants to do the right thing. He doesn't want to compromise their security. He doesn't like to take risks. So don't expect him to make bold moves. He will move with slow and steady steps, but you too will feel more secure and more certain of what is going on that way. You will feel more in control. Also, you may have an interesting professional offer, proposal, so something really positive must be coming your way professionally or financially. Money matters and property matters seem to be resolved after effort and perhaps after the intervention of someone in a position of authority. So if you need help with a financial matter, financial issue, or a property issue, if you know such a person that could help you resolve that issue, don't hesitate to contact them, because they will be very responsive and very helpful. The same applies if you need a sponsor or an investor. This is a good time to find one. The energy of the kings and their time frame is around 10 to 15 days. So the energies and whatever you experience this week will continue for the coming 10 to 15 days. It's possible that this week you will start working towards a big goal, which can be again personal or professional. But no matter what you do, try to stay within your means. This is not a good time to take risks, and a prudent approach is needed in every area of your life. For Pisces, we had the Temperance, and now we have the Fool. The Temperance is one of the slowest cards in Tarot. It's one of the cards that suggests that patience is needed, and it often comes with delays, with slow energies. Sometimes things may get cancelled under the energy of the Temperance, or you may have to deal and to combine two different energies, two different situations, which probably wasn't a very easy thing to do. This week with the Fool, fresh energy is coming into your life, and a new beginning is just around the corner. Maybe it's something that you are not aware of yet, something that you are not seeing, but you will see very soon, and you will have a new and exciting experience that will open new doors for you, or new opportunities will arise, opportunities that you did not expect in your personal life or in your professional life, or there will be a new element, a new idea that will come up and will give you the chance to put something on a new basis, a relationship or your career or even your everyday life. The Fool represents freedom, optimism, hope, and a willingness to explore those new possibilities. And that's how you will feel this week. You will finally feel that there are options around you, there are new possibilities. That means if you are in situations or in a relationship that isn't working for you, personally or professionally, you will start considering those new options, especially if you are feeling fed up and you are in need of a big change that will make you feel excited again. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are very positive, they find you very fun to be with, very attractive, very exciting. However, this connection seems to be in its early stages, or it's stuck in the early stages. That means in order for things to progress further, things need to stabilize a little, and some time is needed, or you need to examine and assess your needs and your priorities and whether you are on the same page, because under this energy there might be some differences, especially when it comes to our need for commitment or for stability. The Fool is associated with the planet Uranus, and that's a planet that brings surprises, unexpected events, sudden realizations. That's why Uranus is called the awakener, because it can give you a wake-up call, and you will realize that there's something that you couldn't see before. And also there might be a situation that you cannot really predict how it will go, as it's still shifting and changing. And someone may act unpredictable, or you may act unpredictable. Keep in mind that anything is possible this week, but you will feel life's infinite potential around you. The beginning of the week seems to be the strongest, so from Monday to Wednesday, that's when you should experience the energy of the Fool the most. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of December 26th to January the 1st. I wish you Merry Christmas. I wish you Happy New Year. I wish for everyone to be healthy, happy, prosperous. I hope you have a fantastic time during festive season, and I will see you next week.